You want to make sure that when you pull the troops, that your American citizens are still safe. And so that's something that I got to do, is to go around and interview all these people. And there's a lot of people. Anytime we have a military mobilization in another country, there's a whole huge amount of support people that go along with it to support the troops. But then you have all these other pockets of relief agencies, Red Cross, I think I mentioned Doctors Without Borders, all of these different relief organizations that are not tied to the troops or support for the troops, but they are there because the troops are there, and they have a veil of safety because the troops are there. And so when you pull the troops out, now all these little trickles of American citizens doing good work, now they're exposed. And so how do we protect them? How do we make sure that they're safe? How do we get them home if we need to? How do we, do we need to leave people behind to take care of them? It was a fascinating job.
I can only imagine trying to coordinate not only the safety of troops, but as well as citizens in a foreign nation. Was there ever a fear of retaliation on those groups?
Retaliation, like from the local government to those groups? For some, yes. Because, like, for example, in Afghanistan, one of the strategies was, we're going to teach the farmers how to farm something other than opium, which is what was funding a lot of the terrorist activity. We're going to teach the farmers how to do that. So some of the guys that I worked with, they trained for a year or two to be able to speak the language in Pakistan and Afghanistan, to be able to speak the language, look the part, grow the beard, wear the garb, the desert garb, and be able to assimilate in there, even though they're Americans, and help create that partnership. And hey, we're going to teach you how to do something else so that you don't have to keep funding our enemies, right? And so that's great. That's a great strategy. When it worked, it worked. The problem is, once you pull everybody out, guess who rolls back into town? And they're like, you're going to grow opium or we're going to steal your kids, right? And so if the troops are no longer there, but you have government agencies that are still doing that kind of thing, now they're exposed. As far as I know, the only retaliation we had was this dude, I don't remember his name, but it was a high-level state guy, and he did not, the people around me were so upset that he did not want protection because he wanted to show good faith, and then he and his crew ended up getting bombed. And I don't remember the details. I'm sure it's in the news somewhere, but I just remember everybody was so upset because they predicted what was going to happen, and he wouldn't listen, and he didn't know the people. Like, I don't know what he thought, like, oh, well, I'm this American doing this good. But like, your State Department lady who's from there is telling you don't do this. This person is telling you don't do this. Your intel people are telling you don't do this. And he's like, y'all don't know how to do statesmanship. Watch me. Famous last words. So, yeah.
Absolutely. And for those who may not know, how young was the enemy recruiting children to join their military forces? And I don't know that you would even call them military forces, but still.
Well, that's not really my lane. What I've seen is that very young children were participants, but it's not the same as here in the United States, where you put up signs and you say, hey, come to our rally and we're going to have a big thing. Like even here in Tarleton, I remember we had a Bible study, and we came out from Bible study down in the Student Services Building, and there was all of these drawings of hate speech against Jews, blacks, gays, all these different things. And whatever group of people did that, they had just had a big rally, right? And so here we put up a rally, and people who want to join our cause, and they have freedom of speech, and they can do things with like that. But over there, it's like, you're going to do this or you're going to die. Like, they don't necessarily, not everybody, but like, one of the things that I was really surprised to learn when I was in the Middle East is that people don't always have a choice. It's support us and send your wife or kid out here, or you're going to die, and we're going to take your house, and we're going to take your farm, and we're going to take what your family's been on for thousands of generations, and you will not exist, and your kids will not exist, and their kids will not exist. There will be no more of you. And it's just, it gives you a real heart for understanding, like, these people are in a really difficult situation, and some of what happens is not so black and white as it would be if it was happening here on American soil.